Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back. You already know who it is. It's your boy MadeMenMelo coming to you back live with another. We're getting another top 10 from Viniitube. We have volume 2 for the top 10 most impactful anime fights. Let's go and take a look. Let's get it.
I heard you like top 10 fight videos. Well, don't worry, I got you covered, okay? 10's not a good number to stop at when we talk about the best anime fights of the decade, so here's an advanced Christmas present for you. Shortly after the first video, I decided to make a list of 10 more anime fights to look out for when reliving the best of anime this past decade. Yes, our Decade in Rewind series continues with a second set of anime fights. Let's get the ball rolling.
Beast mode.
In the only fashion an amazing anime like FMA Brotherhood deserves to close, we have the final battle against Father. After absorbing souls and basically becoming God, Father finds himself face to face with everyone. The military, the rebels, Mustang, what's left of him anyway, and the Elves.
Right.
After everyone's bombardment and some timely assistance from Greed, Father's finally worn out and taken down in a sweet beatdown by Ed. The battle's great for me because in addition to the spectacle of Ed's no-holds-barred beatdown, it showed two fundamental parts of the series' themes. One which is the strength of unity. Despite being strong fighters in their own right, none of them could stand a chance of taking down a being that transcends all limits. Nevertheless, it's everyone working together that shows how much people can accomplish if they work together. It's also good to note the thematic irony that despite being so powerful, Father did himself in. He opened himself up to defeat by focusing on preserving and increasing power. Just like the Elrics, Father fell due to pride and his attempt at going against taboo. Hellsing's full of edgy and badass overpowered characters, and the long-awaited fight between Alucard and Anderson is its version of the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. After a long wait, Anderson decides it's time to finally finish the vampire in London. Alucard quickly takes command of the fight, overwhelming his rival with familiars before the latter gets saved and unveils his secret weapon, Helena's nail. Anderson's transformation into a monster puts him on par with the vampire. Ceras's intervention then provides Alucard a second wind, allowing him to finally finish off his transformed rival. The fight delivered for what is the final battle between the two rivals that hold great respect for one another. In the end, Alucard proves to be too much for Anderson to handle. I mean, he has a commanding lead and would have eventually won before the run-in started happening one after another.
Good. That's brutal.
Now for the first fight on the list that doesn't involve the main protagonist of the series. A highlight of Ippo's third season is the battle between Takamura and David Eagle. Pitting the wild and aggressive style of Takamura against the calm and textbook moves of the American gold medalist makes for a suspenseful and intriguing match. While most boxers have gimmicky fighting styles, David Eagle has a simple arsenal. He doesn't have much in the way of finishing moves, but it's foolish to underestimate him. While the lack of all those flashy moves may mean that he has no particular strengths, it also means that you really just have to be better than Eagle in order to beat him. With his fighting strategy being so grounded, there's really no major weakness to exploit either. Takamura sure learned that the hard way. After a grueling match that featured his eye problems, he beat the American in the boxing ring, but sure had to go through hell to win. What makes this fight so impactful is the ending. Seeing him punch non-stop for 10 seconds through sheer willpower is just so emotional and epic at the same time.
That's scary. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Every member of my family fights this fight.
Definitely gonna have to watch that. My dog was just punching straight air. My dog is already through.
Psycho Pass's 16th episode gave us a gift to remember. A battle between the two most charismatic characters. I remember the fight having tons of hype the first time around because we've yet to know the full extent of Makishima's fighting abilities and whether he could beat Kogami. What makes this fight special is how realistic it is. Good old hand-to-hand combat's great, and another thing to note is how Makishima and Kogami fought represented their personalities. In essence, the fight's a battle between a graceful style and a rough, aggressive style. Although I won't blame you if you didn't notice it the first time around because you were so absorbed with the spectacle. The choreography is just amazing, and if you want to find a fight that can convince you to give Psycho Pass a shot, perhaps this is the one.
It has.
Next, we take a look at Oda versus Gide. This arc's one of the reasons why I love Bungo Stray Dogs so much, and what a way to finish it with the awesome, short but sweet battle. What better way to fight a villain than with powers that are similar? Now let me up the ante and say that both fighters have future sight as their powers. A fast and furious gunfight follows. Gifted by the ability to peer seconds into the future and predict each other's movements, the two fighters exchange shots, seemingly being unable to hit each other due to the future sight. When people jokingly compare this short fight as a battle between two Sharingan users or two King Crimsons, I guess it's not too far off the mark. If you're up for a fight with blazingly quick action and a sequence of events, then this fight is for you. In a battle between two users of precognition, the first hit usually decides the victor. Who would come out on top?
My man is back.
Among the numerous fights in Mob Psycho, I'd say that Mob vs Mogami should be a contender for the best ones in the decade. Simply put, the battle between the two takes place in figuratively multiple dimensions. It's more of a psychological battle taking place initially inside Minori. Mob initially proves to be the superior fighter, overwhelming Mogami before falling into the latter's trap and being forced into enduring mental torment. It takes Dimple's intervention to snap Mob out of it and defeat Mogami. Notably, the fight's marked by the release of Mob's question mark percentage mode, one of his most amazing forms and power-ups. Despite being weaker physically, Mogami showed what he's really capable of in this battle, and along with Mob Psycho's renowned animation, showed us a beautiful example of a mental battle in a shonen series done right. Your greatest enemy is yourself, right? I don't know, but you should probably ask Emiya Shiro about that. After all, his greatest challenge in Unlimited Blade Works, in my opinion, isn't even the King of Heroes. It's his future self, fed up with the world he fought to protect and turning into a cynic. The battle between Shiro and Archer is not the most spectacular in Unlimited Blade Works, but it's arguably the most meaningful and climactic one, especially for our protagonist. Shiro literally stands no chance against Archer in straight-up combat. However, this battle isn't about strength. There's really only one win con for either of them, breaking down the other's ideals and making them accept their choices in life are wrong. In this battle of willpower, it's Shiro who comes out on top. Even though Archer has the fight won by all means, he hesitates after being faced with the harsh reality of seeing his past ideal self. Episode 5 of Part 2 of Attack on Titan's third season features a triple header of the most awaited fights in the series' history. After their initial introductions as beings of destruction and the reveal of their identities, it's finally time to take down the Beast, the Armored, and Colossal Titans. We covered Levi taking on the Beast Titan and Erwin and his squad sacrifice in another video before, so this time I'm focusing on the remaining fights. With those characters out of the way, it's Eren and Armin left in charge to take care of the Colossal Titan. Since the start of the series, I knew this battle was going to happen, but what surprised me was that it was Armin's brilliant plan that decides the battle, but not without a steep cost. Meanwhile, the rest of the group go up against the Armored Titan, whom they decide to defeat outright. Despite their struggles, they finally get breathing room as Hanji opens up the door to their counterattack with Thunder Spears. Badass Mikasa finishes off the Armored Titan, ending the last among the three Titans' reign of terror for good. The fights are amazing and give everyone their shine. Finally, after 3 long seasons, humanity finally vanquishes the most prominent monsters among the Titans. Were all the sacrifices worth it? That's debatable, but at least we've got a series of battles worthy of even being grouped together as the series' grand finale.
But you gotta do something. Shit, niggas die every day. Every episode, somebody dead. Through the mouth. Motherfucking Levi. That's your
No doubt the final stretch of the Great Ninja War gave us many notable and hype moments. While we can talk about Madara's domination, Minato saving the day, Team 7's last battle, or Naruto and Sasuke's fated showdown, I'd like to feature another battle that deserves praise and a mention. Ever since the flashbacks to Kakashi's past and the introduction of Obito, I had an inkling that the Uchiha's probably still alive somewhere. When he's relieved to be Toby, it's only natural that he and his former childhood friend gravitate towards each other and settle things once and for all. This fight easily had the best hand-to-hand combat action we've seen in Naruto up to this point. The fight itself isn't only backed by hype brought about by history, but by how well their powers synergize with one another. Their battle inside Kamui's dimension is all sorts of intense and pits the best of the best in terms of their similar eye powers. The fight might have been overshadowed by Obito's quick transformation, but don't let that distract you from the fact that before he becomes the master of the 10 Tails, Obito had one hell of a fight against his former friend.
Right. That was hella emotional fight.
And
right
that
there.
just about wraps
That
it up.
fight
I wonder
right
which
there,
fight
man,
ended
that-
up being your favorite. I'd love to know about your personal
It was
top 10
sad.
lists as well. That's got to do it
That
for now.
more-
Would you like to
more or
see
less
the volume
great
3 for
ass
this
fight.
one? If this
It
video
was
gets
sad,
10k
'cause it
likes,
came
then I'll
down back to
definitely
that.
consider it.
That's
So don't forget to
crazy.
subscribe and hit the
Total
notification bell so
opposite
you don't
ends.
miss a thing.
It's
I'll
on
be
the
seeing
same
you in the next
squad,
video.
different ideals, but see, one idea was going down, but it came back, and the other idea suddenly just changed directions. Then you end up back again clashing. Like, damn, that's crazy. Good list, great list. Definitely need to get my anime game up because I'm missing out. You already know I say that every video, but I definitely am missing out. But I am getting my anime on when I can. So don't worry about me. I'm gonna get caught up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This your boy MadeMenMelo. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace.